the whole point of these episodes is to talk to people that are like in what I see as like either at the start of something that they want to grow further, or like in the middle and are like balancing the early, the early version of a career. And like
Mhm.
I just feel like that stuff is rare. Like you see a lot of interviews with people that are already deep in it, or are like in some people's idea like very successful at it. So then a lot of the
Mhm.
insights they have may not apply to like new people or like students or
Yeah.
whatever. So that's why I
Oh,
feel
I
like
see, I see, that's cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cool way to look at it, yeah. Because I wouldn't say that I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, like, almost 10 years, but, like, I wouldn't say I'm, like, even in the beginning, you know what I mean?
mhm,
I feel like I'm just getting started, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, but like in some ways you and I know what you're doing, you're just getting started, like some of the stuff you talked about like learning Blender, but like in other ways you've been doing professional video work for like a while and you have like all
Yeah.
this experience and everything. um Yeah, so one thing I did wanna kinda start with is, like, I don't really even remember or know how we started talking. Was it through Instagram? Was it through
Uh, I think it was through Instagram, man. I was just, like, just commenting on your stuff,
Yeah.
talking DMs, and then, yeah,
Yeah,
joined
yeah.
Discord, and then, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember the one thing you were like you were saying that you wanted to learn Blender, or you were interested in learning Blender because you wanted to, like, upgrade your video skills, and then we kind of
Yeah.
briefly touched on that. But what I know about you is that you're, like, the maybe the only person that I know that's like really knows DaVinci. And as I'm kind of like entering DaVinci and using that, you're entering Blender, and there's this kind of like trade off of like what we can learn from each
Mm,
other, which I think is cool.
my knowledge, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so your like bread and butter is video, and I know that you kind
Yeah.
of span the entire pipeline. So just to kind of, I guess, help the audience get context for what you do or what we're going to talk about, can you give a high level overview of like the pipeline, like the of what you do, like from capturing all the way to like final product?
Um, so so what I do, when it comes to working with clients specifically is I own a video marketing agency, and so from start to finish, I work with clients directly from coming up with ideas, scripting it, filming it, editing, getting the posting stuff for their social, and getting running their ads on Facebook and Instagram, and managing that system and all the backend pipeline stuff to help them set up sales funnels for their businesses. So I'm not really just making videos. I actually do uh, a little bit of software as a service for clients, to help them with their business. So that's really a holistic view of what my business does. But over the past year and a half, I've been trying to elevate my skills, when it comes to visual effects and Blender, specifically with 3D stuff, specifically so I can stand out in a crowded marketplace when it comes to video marketing agencies.
So you not only like meet with clients and help them produce the content, you are also like helping them on like a business strategy side as well. Like you're
Yeah,
doing more than just video. You're like, I'm gonna help you grow your
yeah. So I'm
socials, all
helping
this
them
stuff.
actually develop a marketing strategy for their business, and actually helping them implement it so it actually these videos are making actually get a result and not just be a cool video.
Damn, that's actually kind of cool because yeah, I could see I it makes me think like if I was to hire somebody to make videos, is that like just the common thing that's expected now, or is that like something you think that not a lot of people are doing?
Well, I think a lot of videographers are starting to realize that, you're not gonna get paid to just make a cool video now. Like, you actually need to get the person you're working with results. And so that's obviously what I've learned as well, over the past few years. Like, yeah, I've always made amazing videos for clients, but then I would never really know how to quantify the value of the video because I never like, I stopped after that, you know what I mean? Like, I would give the video to a client, they may or may not post it after, like, a month or whatever, and then they give it to some marketing agency that doesn't post it either or post it incorrectly, so the video doesn't do anything for them, and now they're looking at me like, "Well, I just spent $5,000 on this video, and I still don't have any more money,
Yeah.
so, like, what's the point?"
Yeah, that makes sense. You're kind of like, I'm gonna make this content for you. I'm also gonna tell you how to use it. and how to get value out
Yeah.
of it, even if you may not see that. Okay, so I'm curious, like, how did you even learn that? Like, did you just learn that from trial and error or in failure, or did you?
Nah, bro. You just find somebody that's already doing it. You pay 'em money. That's
Okay,
it.
so you like build a team around you of people who kind of know this stuff.
So not necessarily. So I got into a coaching program that has allowed me to learn a lot of the stuff when it comes to the back end of marketing and whatnot. That's literally how I've learned anything when it comes to like my career for anything. So like, is either you become friends with a person and they're cool to just be your friend and teach you, or you pay somebody. So for example, like I reached out to you, showed me Daniel. And then I had another mentor that I reached out to and became friends and talked to him about visual effects stuff when it comes to green screen because he's very good at it, and that's what his business is all about, being
Mhm.
perfect at the green screen. And then when it comes to the business side of stuff, I found someone that already knew how to do all the stuff that I needed to know how to do, so I paid him money to join his program. Simple as that.
Okay, so did you go to like college for videography or like video editing or anything like that, or
Oh
like
hell no,
business or
that's a
anything
waste of
like that?
money.
So you didn't go to college for like
Um,
art related things?
nah, that's a waste of money. Nah,
Did you
honestly,
go?
no.
Did you go to college for like
I mean,
anything?
that's a lie. I did go to college. I went to
Yeah,
college for like four different things. I only did one semester of each of those things that I studied for, and really, I only did the. Okay, so let me back up. I'll just go walk you through the story.
sure.
I First time I went to college was right out of high school, and I went for one semester, and it was for computer science. Actually, I didn't even finish the semester. I went for computer science, and I was paying out of pocket to go to college, and I got really frustrated because they're literally teaching you how to turn on a computer. I'm like, bro, come on! I'm paying money to learn this. So I was like, nah, I'm out of here. Left. Joined the Navy. We're gonna skip past this part of the story.
Damn. Okay,
I
that's
was in
kind
the
of a big
Navy.
move. Yeah.
Did did that, came back, and then went to college for graphic design. And it was the same thing. Here's Photoshop. This is the clone stamp tool. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my
Yeah. The
god, dude.
basics.
I already know how to use all this stuff. Like, what? This is like so stupid, simple stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, this is a waste of money. Didn't finish that.
Okay.
And then a couple years went by. I started my business. Well, I worked for a couple as a W-2 for two different companies, and I started my business.
Hmm.
Did that for a while. Then I got I was in the reserves and I got deployed due to
Oh
COVID.
damn.
And but I was deployed stateside, so I was still able to actually like work with my business and stuff. So I continued developing stuff there. Then I came back home, and then from there, I believe I went to school one more time for um, it was web development.
Okay.
And it was the same thing. Teacher didn't know what the hell she was talking about. I would ask her questions about specific stuff that if you were actually a web developer, you would
Yeah.
know this type of
Like
stuff.
real world things.
And it just wasn't, yeah. So I was like, I'm wasting my money. I'm not doing this anymore.
Damn.
So dip out of that.
Yeah.
And then I had another W-2 job for a while, all while still having my LLC and doing stuff on the side. And then I finally made the decision one day. I was like, I was so miserable at this corporate job. I was like, this isn't gonna work, man. This is like
Yeah.
I'd rather be dead than to work at this place anymore. So, I went full ahead, and did my thing. Rebranded my company, so now I had a cooler name that's not associated with my name. So Locksley Production
Yeah.
sounds pretty corny.
I don't know.
So
Sounds
now
sounds
it's
unique to
Trilux
me.
Creative. I
What's
mean,
it?
yeah, but like it's
What's it
my
called
name.
now? What's it called now?
It's called Trilux Creative.
Trilux.
And it's so much more of a cooler name. Like, I'm pretty proud of what I've built so far.
Yeah.
And so now I'm slowly building out a team of editors to help me. I just actually I'm onboarding a client success coordinator tomorrow, which
Damn.
basically is somebody that's going to help me out with operations, so I can spend more time like on sales calls instead of like sending emails and follow ups and whatever for
Okay.
existing clients.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm okay. A lot of I'm there's a lot of things there that I'm curious about, specifically about the like I don't know, because you did cover a lot, and obviously you like went to school, did Navy, all these things. There's a bunch of life stuff in there, and then like did some W-2 stuff, did some contract work, then always kept doing your own thing in the background, and you kind of never gave up on it, which I feel like
Mhm.
there's some kind of advice there. Do you think that the W-2 work that you did, or just like all the times you went to college and then realized like this isn't for me, and all the other stuff that happened in between you growing your personal business, did you learn stuff from that like, oh, I should do this in my business, like, oh, I should do this.
Um, a lot of the times with the W-2 jobs that I had, um, it wasn't necessarily like I learned anything from them because I was for most of the time, I was always the person that was leading the creative video side of everything. So the first two good W2 jobs that I had was I was a creative director, where I was actually the one coming up with ideas, film. But then I was also for doing all of the fulfillment. So I was really getting underpaid for what I was giving them. Um, and then the third W2 job I had was a similar thing, but they had on my title videographer, and so. Even though I was still doing all the same stuff, like coming up with ideas, filming, and doing all the fulfillment.
Mhm.
And what made me really frustrated is that these people hired me as the person to build out the entire video department. So I ordered all the equipment that they needed, build out
Damn.
their entire studio, all that stuff, and then um, the marketing director at the time, you know, maybe he didn't know or something. Like, I mean, he looked at my resume, looked at my website, and saw this work that I've done. But and he specifically hired me because they've never done any video marketing before.
Mm,
Yet they never listened to any of my advice.
gotcha.
Um, and really, obviously rubbed me the wrong way. But
Yeah.
they're nailing the coffin for me. There was he literally said to me that I don't know how to run video campaigns for marketing. You literally hired me to build out your video department from scratch.
Yeah.
Me being the only person, and then we eventually hired another person.
Mhm.
And you're gonna tell me that I have no idea how to run video marketing campaigns?
Gotcha.
That's literally what I've done for half of my existence on this planet.
Mhm.
So, I guess I don't know what I'm doing. So,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess, we're not a right fit, and good luck, man.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
So that's one of the few jobs that I've ever literally just I was literally bro, it's crazy.
I mean, it sounds
I
frustrating.
came into work out for like 2 weeks, I was just, like, battling whether or not I should just leave, right?
Yeah.
And then one day, I was just like I was so miserable, and I just could not physically get myself to do any work.
Damn.
And so I just ChatGPT some, like, resignation letter, effective immediately, and walked out.
Nice.
Now,
Yeah.
obviously, some people might say that, "Oh, that's a terrible way to leave a job,"
Yeah.
but I'm glossing over a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. Like, I'm glossing over a lot of stuff that made me frustrated.
I mean, like,
So,
it sounds valid.
I don't really care what anyone wants to say about, "Oh, it's
No,
unethical to
no.
just leave a job like
No,
that."
no.
Like, I'm glossing over a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
dude.
no, I feel like
So,
if there's, like, definitely, like, an emotional component to it that, like, you just have to.
yeah,
I feel like people have definitely been in similar positions that can empathize at least a little bit. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, but the one thing that's always been interesting to me is, like, the whole running a business, the whole having an LLC thing. That to me personally feels, like, really daunting, and it feels, like, so serious that it feels like a commitment. But that to me has always been something that, like, intimidated me, is just doing that because I'm like, "Am I really that serious about this?" I don't know. I kinda like having the freedom of doing it and then not doing it and then, you know,
Yeah.
handling it
So,
that
like,
way.
I mean, you could always take the approach of just being a contractor or 1099. It's totally fine. But the thing is, like, if you're going to make the commitment to starting a company and having an LLC, like, you have to surround yourself with people that are doing the same thing,
Yeah.
so you can get support from them and ask them questions. Like, obviously, you have creative friends that you ask questions about. Hey, like, I don't know how to do this thing in Blender. Like, how do I
Mhm.
do it? Well, you have
Mhm.
to have the same thing for business. Otherwise, you're just going to be floundering alone, trying to figure it out and wasting time. Now, I did that for the first 3 years of business until I was able to find people that are in the same space or the program that I was talking about to
Yeah.
learn all the things that I need to do to get to where they're at.
Yeah. I definitely did that when I freelanced for I don't know, like 3 or 4 years, and I
Hmm.
tried to wear all the hats. I tried to be like the lawyer, the negotiator, the emailer, the person that would like solicit work and all this kind of stuff, and then I would also be doing the work, and I'd set no hours for myself. I'd just kind of stay up all night as long as it takes. And then I talked about this before, but like I remember one year being like, all right, let me really try and like work as hard as I can and do everything myself. And then I did, and then I added up all the money I made like at the end of that year for like taxes and everything, and like before I even filed my
Hmm.
taxes, it was like 20K for like an entire years of work. And I was doing like
Mhm.
digital artwork, like I wasn't doing video or nothing, and I was doing all by myself just from my house. And like luckily my wife at the time had like a job that helped like supplement a lot of our like bills and financial stuff. But I remember just being like,
Mhm.
damn, if this is how much I'm making from really trying hard and like exploring every opportunity I have to make money, like going to conventions, making prints, like having all of like offering as much as I can and like charging what I feel is fair and all this kind of stuff and like burning myself out. If this is all the money I can make, like I don't know if I can do this. That was just like the thought. I was just like, I don't know if this is for me. Like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be a successful freelance artist. But the one thing that I remember learning from other people that were freelancing was I would start finding artists that were working for a company at currently, and then they're like, I think I'm gonna go into freelancing. And then when I would like talk to people who ended up freelancing after having a job at a place, they were able to kind of learn the industry by being at a place and then apply all of
Mhm.
that knowledge that you don't get from college or whatever into their freelance business and kind of operate better. And like they know what to charge now, they know how to keep track of things, they know like what kind of people they would need to hire if they needed to hire. So, like, did you get that type of experience from, like, bouncing around to different jobs, which eventually, like,
No.
led or
So
yeah, how did you, like,
that
figure out the
that
business?
way that works great. That works great for freelancers who work with other companies that are actually providing the service that they're working in. Does that make
Gotcha.
sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like if I was a DP, right, a director of photography, and I work as a freelancer or like a contractor or a W-2 for a production company, then I'll learn valuable information about how to do production in a
Mhm.
production company. But I was working as a W-2 for just uh a brand, like a random freaking brand
Gotcha. Yeah.
that just wanted to make social media content or whatever,
Mhm.
and paid somebody full time to handle all that stuff for them.
Mhm.
So I didn't learn anything valuable from them. I was giving them the value,
Gotcha.
So that's the kind of thing that kind of like really grinds my gears when
Yeah.
I had those jobs. Obviously, you need to pay your bills and whatnot. And so, like, I'm learning all of these things on my own time to implement into their business. And so I didn't really gain anything valuable in terms of experience when I worked for those people as a W-2.
I can hear it in
Honestly,
your voice,
I wish
dude.
I would I really wish I wouldn't have wasted the time working for these people and
Yeah.
just done what I've done now and just reached out to a mentor who has done the things that I wanted to do
Yeah.
and just learn from them. I would like right now I'm in this program, I'm still in the program and I still pay $500 a month to be
Oh,
in part of this
damn.
program and like
That's a
part of this
lot.
group of people. And you know, it's more valuable to just be in a group of people that is already doing the thing you want to do than to try and like scrape information from, you know, a company at a W-2 job, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
I definitely hear like I can hear the the frustration in your voice, even like just how you're talking about it. Like I can hear you're like mad that you're like, why did I waste my time and
Yeah,
money like doing work for these people when I could have been building my own thing? And like
exactly.
I hear that. I think about how I feel similarly with when I finished art college. I picked the only reason I went to the art college that I went to was because two of my best friends also got in. And so we
Mhm.
didn't I didn't pick it based on merit or based on like what work they did. I was like, as long as I do digital stuff, like I'll just, go there to like fuck around with my friends and like I don't care about anything else. Like
Yeah.
that was my thought about art school. And then once I left, when I graduated, I like lost my scholarship, like whatever. I was just like, oh, I don't care. Uh and then I was like, struggling, of course, because I was like, what am I actually supposed to do? But after a while of grinding or whatever the hell, like struggling as a freelance artist, I started finding these like courses, like Learn Squared, I think was one that I found, which was like teaches you like concept art and like industrial skills, like or industry skills
Yeah.
and design and all these things. And I'm like, wait a second, this is what I want to do. But it would be like $1,500 or it'd be some amount of money that's like outside of what I can afford at the time, but it would be like
Yeah.
way less than what I paid for school. And so I did feel that like resentment for going to college and for them not teaching me what I wanted them to teach. And I remember there was like even my last year in college, I had a teacher, like a digital art teacher who was just teaching us digital painting just in general. Is like, today we're going to paint a dragon. I'm like, okay. Like today we're going to paint our dreams. Like it was just this kind of like very abstract just to get people comfortable with digital art. But I had been practicing digital art outside of school on my own, just watching like Feng Zhu
Mhm.
videos and all this stuff. And then I remember being in that class and I started doing really well towards my the end of my time at school because I was really like focusing, and I had this dream of like I want to start freelancing before I finish school. Like I don't know why that was just like a goal I had, and that would have proven to me that I could do it without the assistance of school. It was like this like ego thing. But then in that class, I noticed that like the teacher just like seemed like he didn't care. He was just like, yeah, well, next class we'll just do another dragon. And I was like, dude, you're like a really good teacher. Like, you know all this stuff. Like, can we please paint something else? Can we paint like a castle, or can we paint something else other than like another dragon? Like, I don't get what we're learning. And then just me out of frustration, like building up the courage to tell the teacher, can you teach us something else? Like me telling him that, I felt like I was overstepping, but he was just like, okay. And then he's like, hey, class, we're going to paint a castle. I was like, what the hell? I've been here for 4 years, and I could have told my teachers what I wanted to learn and they would have taught it to me. But I just let them decide what to teach for me. So I remember
Mhm.
being like, holy shit, like this does not matter. I need to like do everything on my own, and getting that feeling. And yeah, but I think so I'm still not sure if like I would recommend somebody going to art school, especially now because there's so many like courses and
There's
groups
so
and
much stuff on the
communities.
internet, bro. Like, I highly do not recommend going
Yeah.
I don't recommend going to college for any reason unless you're studying for a STEM job.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because the majority of stuff when it comes to creative jobs is very subjective. Like obviously when we're talking about VFX stuff, it starts to get very technical. And yes, there's value in
Yeah.
being able to understand technical stuff, but then that still goes back into understanding STEM jobs, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I've even like right now, like I have a bachelor's in arts, that's it. And I've looked at what's around me. Can I do some kind of video animation thing? And a lot of the stuff seems like it goes to the basics of stuff I already kind of know, like learning how to edit. Learn it like starts with that, and I'm just like, I don't even want to start there. I
Mhm.
want to jump straight into like the more intermediate, advanced stuff. But like nothing I take would start with that. And I've looked online, like, is it worth doing like a VFX degree? Is that even a thing? And it's like it's not. I've
Yeah,
looked up like Reddit threads and VFX and stuff, and they're like, yeah, don't even bother. Just like start learning the stuff on your own. Start taking like get a mentor or something, because
exactly.
these like
Yep.
really helpful industry skills, they're they're just too specific to be taught in like a broad way at a school. They're the best way to learn them is to go to a person or hire somebody directly and just be like, hey, please teach me like Fusion or whatever. Like teach me like DaVinci, all of it. Teach me all of it. Give me like a let's meet for 1 hour every week. I'll pay you whatever you want. And like do that. Or join a community and ask help as you learn. Especially with like I think about Blender and like you know, learning it now and trying to better yourself and better your skills and what you can offer because
Like
you're
I'm
already
like,
wearing
dude,
all these hats.
I'm so stoked about Blender. Like that's like the when it comes to filmmaking, that's like the only thing left that I kind of genuinely enjoy. You know,
Nice.
like I'm so tapped out and tired of editing videos,
Yeah.
color grading, doing sound design. Like I'm good at it. You know,
Yeah.
I can send you videos, you can watch the stuff I made, but like
Yeah.
I think when it comes to me building a business like that, me spending my time doing the actual work of editing and stuff
Yeah.
isn't gonna be the best use of my time, to be honest. And I'd rather be on phone calls all day trying to find businesses I can help to generate revenue,
Yeah.
and then use that revenue to pay people to fulfill on the job and get it
Yeah.
done faster for the client.
Well, I mean, so you're learning Blender, but how did you like I mean, you only have so much time in the day. You only you have like these goals and
So
desires.
like,
How did you
I
figure out
so
like
like
I'm going to
with
put
Blender,
time into Blender? Yeah.
when it comes to Blender stuff, I just say I'm gonna do something every day. For a while, I was doing that. Right now, I probably only do it like touch Blender like twice a week.
Well,
But
why did you pick Blender over like
for
other programs?
oh well, because it's free.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that feels
but
like an easy answer.
uh, that's a pretty
But
easy
that's
answer.
like a
But
time investment. Like you're
but
learning
more
Blender.
realistic, more interestingly though, is the fact that Blender there's no real limit to like how much you can do in Blender because it is free.
Yeah.
You know, so I can literally I've seen everything you could possibly ever think of be done
Mhm.
in Blender.
Mhm.
So I'm pretty happy with
But,
learning that.
I
And
guess
just and another reason why I'm sticking to Blender is the fact that kind of like when it comes to like taking notes or whatever, like it's better to just use one program and stick to it than trying to learn all these other programs all together. Like I mean, I use other programs outside of Blender like Embergen
Mm,
and
mm,
generation mapping stuff or whatever, like to generate terrains.
mhm,
But that's like you don't need to know every single detail about it.
mhm.
Like you just figure out how to get what you want and then you go back to Blender.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I
yeah, so
mean
like I've been interested in learning Unreal, but at the
oh,
same time
yeah.
I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that because then like now I'm gonna start over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just want to whatever I want to do, I'm just gonna figure out a way how to do it in Blender and stay in Blender.
Yeah. Well, I get that was kind of like what, the question I had is, like, how do you pick, like, which programs to invest your time into that you think will be like a return on
So
time investment kinda thing?
well, I think about how it's gonna play out in the workflow that I currently have when it comes to like doing my entire work. And so my workflow is actually completely inside of DaVinci Resolve.
Mhm.
Other than like the 3D stuff, what that requires Blender, everything is done inside of DaVinci. And when I'm working with my editors, like I have the DaVinci Cloud. I don't know if you've heard of that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's kind of like Frame.io / Google Drive or whatever. But
Okay.
everything is handled inside of DaVinci. So I
Oh,
just
damn.
load up DaVinci, set up my project, and then I have a laptop or a computer, second computer that I have hooked up, so I can still use my main PC to do other work. But I just have
Oh.
DaVinci just on, and it uploads all the files, and then another user can log in remotely and start editing from their computer, and that's all they got to do
Did you learn
to
DaVinci,
lab.
like, on your own through, like, YouTube videos and stuff, or did you, like, have, like, some hands-on
Yeah,
experience?
I learned DaVinci on my own through YouTube, primarily, yeah, and then like how I got into it is I think it was probably 4 years ago. I obviously I was just pretty frustrated with using Adobe products, which I still
Mhm.
am, but unfortunately I still am subscribed because I still need to use Adobe products.
What Adobe
Like I
products do
can't.
you use?
There's no replacement for Photoshop, so it's on. Yeah,
Mm.
it is what it is.
I found, like, the most
So
cheapest tier of Photoshop that I could find, which is it just comes with Photoshop and Lightroom, and that's it, and that's all I use. I don't even use Lightroom,
yeah,
but it's, like, $10 a month, and I'm
yeah.
like, I'll just
Sometimes I
use it.
do use After Effects though because After Effects is better in some ways than the DaVinci. So, for example, like the Magic Mask in DaVinci is okay, it's
Mhm,
good,
mhm.
but sometimes you just can't really quite get it right. So you
Yeah.
have to use After Effects for that. And then After Effects has way better content aware like filling
Yeah.
features
Yeah.
than DaVinci. Yeah. So like for example, I can send you the footage for this, but like I had this visual effect thing I made for a client commercial where I had tracking markers on the table and I need to get rid of those tracking markers. I was just having the
Mm.
hardest time. And the easiest way to do that is to just track each individual marker inside of After Effects using Mocha, and then extract those masks, and then use those masks as like a little hole
Mhm.
for you to use content aware fill for.
Okay.
And then I fixed it super easily, and that's how I was able to do that. So that's something I learned from Daniel actually. So I wouldn't have known
Nice.
that unless I asked Daniel, like, bro, like, I can't do this, dude.
Yeah,
I can't figure
yeah.
this out. And then he was like, yeah, man, you just do it with this. Boom, boom, boom. 10 minutes later, the job's done. And I've been sitting here trying to figure it out for 3 days.
Damn, that's cool. No, I think about, like, I have this dream, this really, like, crazy dream of, like, I wonder if it'd be possible to make a whole thing just using Blender, because Blender has, like, a video sequence editor and all this kinda
It has
stuff.
a video sequencer. Yeah, I've thought about that too, man. I've thought about like, what if
Like, what if you could
you
do a
just use
whole
Blender for
project.
everything?
Yeah, if you could do a whole,
Yeah.
like, you can do the 2D artwork, you can do all the imagine if you could use Blender for everything. I mean, there was, like, Flow, which is, like, a movie and everything that used Blender for, I think, most of it, if not all of it, but, like, I wonder, for VFX stuff, like, if you could, because it has, like, tracking and all, and you could do
I
projectioning and all that
honestly
stuff.
like I'm waiting. I'm honestly waiting for that to be a thing because like it is possible.
I feel like
It's
somebody just
there.
gotta do it.
It
I feel like you just
I
gotta do
just
it. You gotta just try it,
I
and,
mean,
like, I
maybe
would say
I'll try it out.
I would say do it, and then every, like, obstacle you run into, like, document it, and then, like,
Yeah.
so then you get as far as you can, or you get whatever result you get at the end, and then you have all these things of, like, I ran into this, I needed to jump to After Effects. I ran into this, I needed to jump into DaVinci, and then at least you'll know, like, at least the community will know, like, hey, if we can find a way to get around these things, then it's possible to kind of, make a whole
I
movie.
think it would be insane if some developer guy, like, just invested into doing the development for the video side of Blender. That would kill so
Okay,
that would dude,
think about this.
imagine having competition for DaVinci. Imagine Blender created a page, a color page like DaVinci.
Yeah. Think about this. Okay, think about this. Hear
Ooh.
me out. Okay, so obviously Ian Hubert. He worked with Nathan Vigdal, who's like a developer at Blender, and he had him develop
Mhm.
like Camera Shakeify and all these like add-ons for his use. That could be something you could do. I mean, obviously it's a big thing, but like if you
I mean,
hire or
I would have
find
to pay
somebody.
him. I'd have to like, hey, but like, hey, here's 50 grand. I want you to build this in Blender.
Yeah, but then you personally would have your own personal Blender suite that can do the whole thing. Like, hey, copy the coloring thing from DaVinci. Like, spend as much money, whatever. I mean, obviously, it'd have to be realistic, and you have to pay for it. But
Yeah.
that would then help everybody, and then that would be a whole thing. And then you can go to BlenderCon and be like, I made a movie using Blender. Here's how I did it. I don't know. I feel like that would be a technical
I'd be
achievement.
dope to go to BlenderCon one day. That would be sweet.
Yeah.
Like there's bunch of industry stuff that I want to go to. Like I go to NAB every year, which is the National Association of Broadcasters, which is like a
Okay.
film industry event. And I definitely want to go to BlenderCon
Dude,
this
you
year.
should. You
That'd be
should.
pretty sweet.
You should go. I'm gonna try
Yeah,
to go.
I
I'm
want to
gonna
go.
try to go. I
Yeah.
went last year, and dude, it was amazing. I was telling all my friends and everybody about it. How it's like there's way less artists than you would expect to be there,
Really?
which can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what you're going there for. But there was like I saw a couple people who I've seen on Insta or like on YouTube, like CG Cookie and like all these these like really well known like creative shrimp like Gleb Alexandrov, like all those people, they were there and it was just super
Yeah.
accessible, easy to talk to. But like I would say like 50% or more of the people that I would talk to were like just developers or were like, I just learned Blender because it's open source and I can develop for it. Or like I made an add-on or like I run a render farm service and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, and those
Mm.
people are there to network. So you can be like, oh yeah, I'm working on an animation. I need a render farm. And then you can like maybe finesse some kind of deal or
That'd be
something.
sweet. That'd be sweet. Yeah, I want to meet somebody where I can be like, I want to. Well, one person that I'm looking forward to meeting this year at NAB is the creator of Jet Set Cine. You
Okay.
ever heard of that
Mm-mm.
company? So it's a company that makes a motion tracking thing for the iPhone that
Oh,
syncs with your cinema camera. So then you can pull in your virtual scene into the iPhone, so you can see where the person's standing in the virtual scene and like walk around and
oh,
like
damn.
record live camera animation and stuff for your cinema camera, and you sync it up together in post. And it's easy to sync your shots together and like everything's locked in and whatnot.
There was this guy
So
that,
I'm
no, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm getting
go
excited.
ahead. Okay, so yeah, I wanna talk to him, especially because that's a crazy awesome value thing because
Yeah.
it makes virtual production so much easier, and I really want to make my first like little short film or like a commercial completely with virtual production using that app.
Okay. It
So that's something I'm looking forward to.
it sounds like there was a guy who did a class. You can watch it on their channel last year where he said there's this like iPhone app. It could have been this, but like it does.
Well,
You know how
it's
like
it's similar. It's similar. Yeah, no,
oh you
Omniscient, I
saw it.
paid
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
1 year subscription to that. So it's similar, right? But the Omniscient app doesn't have the ability to sync with another camera. So you can only use iPhone footage. With Jet
Oh
Set
yeah, yeah,
Cine,
yeah.
it allows you to use your actual real cinema camera and
Dude.
then like do like some sort of calculation algorithm to offset the camera's calculation to make sure the floor lines up on the real cinema camera. It's
Whoa.
pretty crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like way
And
more
I've used it
power.
before in the past, but now recently, over the past 4 months ago or 3 months ago, they added a feature that allows you to use Synthesize, which is a motion tracker that I use.
Mhm.
You can send your project file over there to then realign the track geometry to the
Damn.
actual like tracking data and like have it really be locked in, so it's not just like a little bit off because of the iPhone.
Mhm.
So it really locks in the track, so everything is rock solid. So I'm pretty stoked on trying it out.
So you mentioning this actually had it makes me reminds me of a question I had, which was from what I've seen on like social media, like all you show a lot of behind the scenes of you like working with different clients. You're going to like events. You're working with like content creators. You're working with like individual businesses and like making stuff for them.
Hmm.
So it looks like you've managed to build like a diverse client base, and
Hmm.
this feels like related because you're talking about going to conferences and like connecting with people and making relationships. So how do you find the clients that you have found, and how do you develop these relationships with them so that you can end up working for them? Just like before you even start working, like how do you lock that in?
So the main way I find clients right now is through running ads.
Okay.
So I give money to Meta, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever to run the ads that I make for myself.
Yeah.
And then those ads are what attract people. They see the work that I do, they look at my page or whatever. And if they decide to work with me, they get booked into a call. I have a call with them, assess their business, where they're at, to see if we're a good fit to work together. And then
Damn.
from there, they get onboarded as a client. They start to get their onboarding packages and everything set up for them. They get nurture videos. They get a video that tells them what to expect on the kickoff call, so they're prepared for that. They get a video sent to them, so they're prepared for the shoot day, and then they get the shoot day done. And they start to get their videos and stuff launched, and they start to get some leads, and then we continuously make new videos for them every month to so we can continue making them more and more money, and all of this stuff gets tracked so we can show the measurable ROI from working with us.
Okay. So you mentioned in the very beginning that you just do ads. You just do like Instagram, Facebook ads, that kind of stuff, right? And
Yeah,
that's how you get like most of your jobs.
yeah.
And so that works.
Well,
That works
I
well.
still, I still, I still have referrals. I still do get, a lot of referrals. That's like it's still a big part of what I do, but like the main thing I'm focusing on this year is running ads. And so I've upped my ad spend from $50 a day to $100 a day.
I've also seen you make videos that kind of like catch the like I saw one recently where you like I don't know if you jumped through something, grabbed the camera, and then like showed it was
Oh
like
yeah,
it was
like I
cool.
pull the camera through the phone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So like it's like stuff you're making for yourself. You're not only flexing like what you can do and how good you can do it, but it's also an ad. And you're like, hey, if you need videos
yeah.
for your thing, like do it this way. And then like I understand like the I guess the meta behind showing your behind the scenes on socials. Like your socials is not only like a portfolio of what you can do, but it's also showing other potential clients what you can do and like what the
You know,
behind the scenes look like. And sometimes it looks like it looks like a very limited crew. Sometimes it looks like it's just you filming, directing, doing everything, which I think
so yeah, it
for the
depends on the
client,
clients. Yeah.
yeah, it seems like it's like
So
a
that's the
cost
thing. That's
saving
the thing,
thing.
right? Like sometimes you see I have like a full crew of like 5 or 6 people on set doing stuff, and then sometimes it's just me and one other guy,
Yeah,
and that's really all the client needs. Like you don't like a lot of times, a lot of small businesses that I really just work with local businesses, and so like they don't need to have a whole bunch of crew people out
yeah,
filming on a red to make their content to get them results. Like
yeah,
it's not, like so like the only like sometimes it's literally just me too.
yeah,
I don't even bring any lights. I just show up with my camera and my fanny pack
yeah,
with my extra other lens and hook up a lav and then we start filming. That's it. And so I just like to sprinkle in some visual effects because that makes their stuff stand out a little bit more than
yeah.
all the other videographer people out there because they just don't know how to do that, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I see I feel like I see a lot of stuff on Insta, like, sometimes I'll go down the, like, video editor reels black hole thing, and it'll just be, like, super snappy editing with, like, sound effects, and it's like, "Do this if you" whatever. It'll be almost like this video editors advertising themselves to other video editors instead of like advertising themselves
Yeah,
to business. So it's kind of like I don't even know who this is for, and it's like, but obviously
exactly.
that's like a thing. Like obviously that's like artists selling lessons to other artists,
It's
and it's like
like
this.
the ever seen those reels where it's like the before and after a color grade?
Yeah, I
Who
feel
the
like
hell cares?
yeah, I feel like that that's like okay, that's like the easiest thing, but it's like impressive to a lot of people who don't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what business owner cares about that?
Yeah, yeah. No, I think that's it. That is more for people who are like who just want to make cool art
Yeah,
and cool
that's
edits.
more for like the creator type of stuff. And so you can see that I don't know if you've noticed like but you can see that I like that ad I posted, like I only shared it as a story
Mhm.
from my
Yeah,
company's
yeah,
page.
yeah.
Like I'm tagged in it and everything personally, but it's a post from the company, so you
Yeah.
don't even see it on my personal page
Yeah,
because
yeah,
my
yeah.
personal page is a completely different audience from my business.
Yeah.
And you can notice that my business doesn't really follow a lot of people either. My business only follow current clients or potential leads.
Mm.
And so like everything is super optimized. Like I've
Yeah.
completely separated those two audiences, so there's no confusion on the type of content, you know. So like right now, I'm working on a bunch of reels that I'm gonna be making, and I barely even post on my personal page anymore. Like
Yeah.
I post on my company page stories a lot more, and I'm about to post a bunch of reels. So I'm trying to post like 2 reels a week that
Dude.
provides marketing value to people that follow me on that page.
Okay, dude, I'm okay, so this is one thing I was wondering about is like how how much do you work? Like there
How much do
I
I
feel
work?
how much do you work? And I feel like there's two answers you can give me. You can give me the answer that potential clients might see and like be impressed by, but like I feel like there's like an honest one where it's like how much are you working? Do you feel like you're drained? Like how do you balance this kind of stuff? This feels like I know you're also working hard because you're trying to grow the business. So
Yeah.
what's it like?
So real if you want me to walk you through a typical day
I Yeah,
or
if
just
that
I
helps
mean, because I
articulate your
work 20
point.
I pretty much work 24/7, you know what I mean? That's really really it,
And
you know?
you just get a little bit of time for sleep, a little bit of time for the gym, and then you just you work the rest of the time, like actually working on stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, I mean, like when
So,
people
I try to go to bed at, like, 7, 8-ish. I get up in the morning, 4:30. I go to the gym
Jesus,
with my
okay, that's
buddy at
early.
5. I leave the gym around 6, 6:30-ish. I come home, make breakfast, eat, do my morning walk around the apartment complex, drink my coffee, get on my computer, and right around 8 o'clock or 7:30-ish, I check my KPIs on Meta, how much money I've spent on ads, how many leads I got in, do my little KPI tracker list, and then I start answering phone calls if I have phone calls scheduled, and then I get to editing. Obviously, I still help with editing,
Mhm,
so I do some of that whenever I need to. And then I also like I'm literally doing a whole bunch of stuff in the business right now. Like right, it's a very small team. Um, it's just me. I have a long form editor, and I'm trying to find a short form editor right now. So I'm trialing a couple guys,
mhm,
and then I have a graphics girl that I work with, but I don't do a lot with her. It's all 1099 jobs. It's a
mhm,
one off projects per project basis because of that. And then I have a person that I just hired on part time, 20 hours a week to be my client success manager so she can like help with the operation side of stuff
mhm.
so that I can focus more on actually being on sales calls rather than figuring out how to send emails or send proposals and all that stuff. And
Okay,
so,
yeah,
yeah, like
okay,
realistically, my work day ends, basically around 8 o'clock ish because I try to go to bed. I never really end up going to bed at that
mhm,
time.
mhm.
But yeah.
So, okay, jeez, okay, so, I kind of have, like, 2 questions related to this. One is that there's this allure of, like, freelancing or doing your own business, this, like that other people like, we were talking about, like, editors, markets, other editors and shit like that, so, like,
Hmm.
there's this thing where, like and I think I freelanced partially because of this because I believe this, which is that,
Hmm.
yo, you're your own business, you're your own boss, like you say your own hours, da da da, and like that's always like the sell on like freelancing. But the reality is that you say your own hours, which means you work more than 8 hours a day. You're like working 10, 12 hours a day or even more, or you're not sleeping and all this kind of stuff. But you're your own boss. Like that's amazing. And I think that
Yeah,
the
that's the
like,
trade-off. I
but
mean,
that yeah, but
that's the trade-off. You gotta pay. Yeah.
that is not said out loud. It's like, hey, I don't have time to play video games. I haven't seen the latest movie.
Yeah.
I don't really have like a ton of friends, or all the friends I have are like in the industry, or like it's hard maintaining a social life, or all these other. I don't have a good sleep schedule, or like my diet is shit, or like I don't move, or I don't work out. And I feel like
Yep.
that is the kind of trade off. So that's one part of it, which it sounds like if you're working that whole entire time, and then you just have your time for sleep. You have your time for a little walk, which is great. A little physical activity, always good. Got your coffee, and then you just go straight to work, and that's the focus. That's like your life. That is your life, and like it makes sense. Obviously, anybody starting a business or trying to take something off the ground, like you have to dedicate like a portion of your life to it. That I'm not.
Yeah, you have
There's
to
no judgment
sacrifice a
there.
couple
Like I
things,
get it.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Like
fully get
like
it.
I had to sacrifice riding my road bike, you know? So I sold it because
Damn.
I'm not using it.
That sounds
Like
like yeah.
I used to have this 360 hertz gaming monitor I used to play Counter Strike on.
Nice.
Well, I sold it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, like, I mean, obviously, like, I can understand that, "Hey, this is temporary, like, I'm gonna work on this, it's gonna build up, and
Yeah,
eventually,
it's
I
temporary.
will
Like
earn
this
that
isn't
time
gonna
back."
be forever. This is just a chapter in my life, man. You know, so yeah.
So then that kind of brings the second question, which is, like, how is the finances of it all handled? Because, like, if you're a one-man business, one-man army doing everything yourself, your payment is kind of like whatever. It can you when you pay yourself, especially when you're doing it yourself, you're like, my payment can be $1 a day, whatever it is. I just need to pay my bills, pay my rent, keep this going. I could be getting paid nothing, as long as I can keep this going. But once you start
That's
including other,
basically how it is for me right now.
but like you
Yeah.
also have other
Like,
people that you're hiring and you're setting their
yeah,
pay. So how do
yeah.
you handle all of that stuff?
What do you mean? How do I handle
Well,
it?
how do you handle paying
I just
yourself?
pay
Okay, how do you
it.
handle paying
I don't pay
yourself?
myself. Basically, this is what I'm
Okay, so
saying.
like you
I
you have
I
you have
just
you have a team of people that you pay, and then so you have to pay them competitive or whatever amount that they want or that's fair for them and keep them. But then you also
yeah.
pay yourself, which I guess is nothing. And
I
then you
just
also
pay
have money like
myself.
set aside for savings and then also continuing to pay for more ads and growing and stuff like that. So how is
Yeah.
that? How are you doing financially? I guess that's the big question.
So how am I doing financially? I am getting by. I wouldn't say I'm super successful. I'm able to pay my bills. I'm able to pay with the people that I'm working with, and then I'm able to not really stress a little bit. However, I'm still trying to scale past. I have a goal that I'm trying to scale to. Um, I'm not there yet. I was close to hitting my first month's goal, but this month we're not even halfway through the month yet, and I think I'm doing pretty good for this month as well already.
Yeah.
Um, but in terms of how I manage it all, like right now, I'm not even really paying myself. I'm just paying my expenses
Mhm.
and then investing everything back into the company.
And by
So
that you mean
especially when
paying
it
your
comes to
like
running
team members
ads.
and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it, yeah, okay. So, and by investing back, you mean paying your employees and then paying on getting more business.
When I say investment, I think like that wouldn't be considered an expense an investment, like paying my employees. That's
Mm.
just an expense.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha,
When I say investment, I mean like turning up my ad spend,
gotcha.
you know,
Are you
to
like
get more
also
leads.
buying
Or
more equipment or buying more
I mean,
courses,
not
things like
not
that?
necessarily. I know I'm not looking to buy more equipment simply because I'm trying to run a business. I'm not trying to do the fulfillment side of it. I'm trying to actually be a business owner. So when it comes to like equipment and stuff like that, I'm gonna hire a 1099 contractor, and 1099 contractors are supposed to be able to show up with the equipment, with their own equipment, and be able to do the job.
Okay. That makes sense actually. So you're not like blowing money on like nicer quality
Yeah.
cameras. You just hire
I'm
a
not
guy
trying to
and
blow
do
equipment. Yeah.
yeah.
Like I'm still doing the in-person client interaction and like directing and filming with clients, but everything after that having someone else do that section to relieve my time to go out and help more clients. And then the only thing gear wise that I'm looking to do is like obviously I would love to upgrade my lighting equipment a little bit, and
Mhm.
then I'm looking to get a black magic camera simply because I mean I've used them in the past and I love them, and
Mhm.
obviously it works great with DaVinci because it's made by Black Magic.
Mhm.
But the
Oh
main
yeah, yeah.
reason why the main reason why I'm getting well thinking about getting a black magic camera is simply because of the camera to cloud feature that they have. I don't know if you've heard about that. So you know that I use the cloud
Yeah.
Magic Cloud for all my
Mhm.
editing and everything. So their cameras have a feature where if you connect them to internet or Wi-Fi, you can turn on camera to cloud and inside of a DaVinci project, right?
So
Oh,
one sec, I think my camera died.
computer shutting off.
Either my camera died or my
So the camera to cloud feature,
yeah.
right? This is something that's going to allow me or allow people to have faster fulfillment time. So as you're filming, the footage is instantly getting uploaded to Blackmagic Cloud, and you can also start editing the footage as it's being uploaded, which is crazy.
Damn, that is crazy. That sounds
Hmm.
like a nice little thing to have for that.
Hmm.
Okay, since we're getting into the technical stuff, um, I wanted to see like what you can show us, like what work you got
Oh yeah, yeah.
and what we can take a look
Let
at.
me
I feel like this is a good time to switch over into that.
Okay, cool. So what do you want to see, man? What do you want to
I mean,
take a look at?
whatever you feel like kind of taps into the stuff that you've been talking about, like the stuff that you do, the kind of stuff you've been
So,
learning, like
so
all that stuff.
the most recent thing that I've worked on was the spider animation
Mhm.
for one of my best clients. He's like a Porsche guy, and so he got this 2024 Porsche Spider
Did
RS, which is pretty
Oh,
fancy.
did you show any of this on your socials, by the way?
Yes,
I feel
yeah,
like I
it's on
saw you
there.
filming some car stuff, yeah, recently.
Yeah, I was filming some car stuff there. So I'm gonna open up the Blender project
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, let's see that.
So this is gonna be pretty laggy because let me just turn off the particle system here on the model. Yeah, the hair is like it makes it laggy. So I think this should better make it way more smooth. Look at that. Yeah. So I found a model that matches his car. There you go. 2024 Spider RS. I I color matched it and everything with the textures. So it actually matches. So whenever the material changes over, you'll see that the paint matches and everything. And then I found this model on Turbo Squid of the spider. I added some hair and then animated it. I did I just included it into the price of the project. So I don't like putting separate line items for clients. It's just like then they start asking questions and they're like, "Oh, can we get rid of this and can we get rid of that?" I'm like, "Nah, it's just one price. This is the price." You know? This was supposed to be a secret initially. I was like supposed to surprise them like, "Oh, hey, check this cool thing out that's in there," but then he kind of like we were supposed to have a pickup shoot and he got sick and whatever and he just wanted to finish the video and then I was like, okay, cool. I'll just finish the video and I'll put this cool thing in there. He's like, all right, cool. Right now, I have a water cooled 4090 and then I have a an Intel 14th gen or whatever, the 4900K. I actually don't like that CPU. I'm gonna pull up the video from the client and share
Okay,
it with you. Yeah. So here, if I can scroll through, I don't know why it's lagging so much. It's loading all these textures to
probably,
my
yeah.
VRAM.
Damn, that looks awesome.
But that animation, dude, oh man, that
Yeah,
was like I had to watch a bunch of videos. I was like, yeah, this is crazy. Like, how am I gonna do this, man?
that's
So
cool.
I really just it really started off by animating the top
Dude,
first.
that looks so
So
natural.
yeah, and the thing that makes it natural is like if you look at the legs,
Uh-huh.
like crossways like this,
Mhm.
I think I'm doing it wrong, like this and this, they're
Oh,
supposed to
yeah.
move opposite of each other.
Okay.
So, like, when this leg is forward, this one should be moving back, you know,
Oh, like every other
and then
kind of
vice
thing.
versa.
I see.
Yeah, so I kinda
Dude.
did that. You can see there's some stretching there on this one leg, and I didn't animate this one because obviously it's not
Yeah.
looking at the camera, so I didn't really worry about it. So
I
that's how I did that.
I mean, I'm assuming you've never animated a spider before this specific project.
Nah, I had to watch some tutorials, man, and I had to watch a tutorial on how to rig
Oh
the
my
spider as
god.
well. So I watched a tutorial on that on YouTube.
Was there any
If we go into
specific,
pose
like,
mode,
artist or tutorial that you remember using to, like, learn how to rig this stuff?
I mean, I just looked up the spider tutorial and I saw one that looks pretty good,
Okay.
and I just followed the tutorial and it worked. And I was like, all right, cool, I can work with this. So
That's a cool
I was able
asset
to
to have,
animate it out.
yeah. He might ask you for more
So
at
now I
this
have a
point.
spider. I can reuse this for something again. I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, that's so
Um,
sick.
and that's that. So now, if you want, we can go take a look at DaVinci, see how everything came out in DaVinci.
I have a question for you because I've started to
Yeah,
use DaVinci more on, like, with, like, on the past 2 videos I made were, like, over an hour long, and
yeah.
how do you handle storage? Because it seems like there's, like, with all the caching and everything, there's just, like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you wanna see what my hard drives look like? Hold on. For one, I used to be super organized until my NAS that has 48 terabytes is 90% capacity now, 92% capacity.
Jesus.
So now I have a bunch of external hard drives here. You can see like Trilux 1, 2, and 3 are external hard
Yeah.
drives. And then I have these internal hard drives that I use for different things. Like I install software on one drive
Mhm.
and then I have DaVinci Cache on another drive,
Oh my god, it's almost
and then
maxed out.
I have a drive that I use for temporary exports. So I have 3 different drives for places for DaVinci. So I have a drive where you have all the footage, right? This is the
Mhm,
external drives, right? SSDs. Then I have a drive where I have the caching and stuff where set up for DaVinci, right?
mhm.
Cache files. Then I have a drive where I export all the videos from. So you're not stressing one of the drives trying to read and write back to the drive. So it makes export speeds faster.
Okay, I'm curious, do you keep like, once you're done with the video, let's say it's for yourself, maybe not even for a client, but, like, let's say you're done with the video for yourself, do you just delete the raw footage or do you hold on to it? Like, do you have, like, a process for
So
that?
for B-roll, I don't delete B-roll, but I delete the A-roll because I've already used it. It's done.
Okay, yeah. So the main
Yeah.
stuff that you use for the edit, you delete the raw footage from that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just the A-roll. When I say A-roll, I just mean like the talking head parts.
Mhm,
But like the B-roll, I just keep the originals from that.
mhm,
Um, so for example, like I don't really like with the footage from my car client Richard. I haven't really deleted footage from that.
mhm,
But another thing that's helped me a lot with storage is the fact that I switched to using a Lumix camera instead of
mm,
like big old cinema cameras like a Red.
mhm,
I don't use those simply because it's just a waste of space
mhm.
for footage space. And like I don't really have many clients that require such crazy stuff, you know? I'm able to just shoot in H.265 or H.264 and have super
Mm.
small file sizes that look still great because I'm using a Panasonic Lumix. The image from that camera is amazing. So I can play, well, I can't play the whole video in DaVinci. It's
Yeah.
going to be laggy, but I
Okay.
can play it all the
Oh,
exported
wow,
file.
it's like a long video. So it's like a full proper video and that's like
It's
one
like a
part of
full
it.
video. Yeah. Like there's like rolling shots and like onboard camera stuff, you know, like all of that.
Mhm.
This is the whole project, but this is just the one little section. I was like, "Oh, let's do this little, do this little thing."
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
I can open up Fusion. I think that would be more cool than watching the
Okay.
video back because I think
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can just play the video back inside of the replay for this.
Yeah. I barely
Let's
go
see
into
here.
Fusion. I'm so scared of it.
So I'm gonna de so whenever you have like heavy comping going on in Fusion, if you want to actually be able to watch it back, you
Mhm.
render in place. You just right click render in place. And
Oh.
that renders it in place as like whatever quality you set in the project settings. But right now I'm going to decompose it to original. So now it's just going to be the Fusion clip. I'm going to hit Shift 5 and go inside of Fusion now. And now we can take a look at the
Whoa.
actual project. So let
Jesus.
me just get rid of some of these windows so we can take a look at the nodes. So in here, it's not really that complicated of a node tree. It's pretty simple. Like the composition that I'm doing is super simple. All I have is the spider and then the
Mhm.
shadow catcher pass
Mm.
for the car,
Mhm.
and then that's it. And then
S
obviously the ground and the car is a shadow catcher inside of Blender, and then those are just passes inside of the project.
Can
So
you
if we
kinda
open
show
up
the
the inspector
passes?
here,
Yeah.
yeah, we can check. Yeah, so we're gonna inside of here. This is where you can see the different passes. So I just enabled all
Whoa.
of the yeah. I just
Okay.
enabled. I didn't really do like an actual separate export pass. I just enabled Shadow Catcher as a multi EXR export.
Mm.
So then I can just set it up here. And so then how you composite that together, if I can just label this really quick for you. So this is a shadow, and then this is the actual spider.
Are you able to show, like, this clip and then in a side view, like, just the pass itself? So we can kinda see the differences?
Oh, yeah. So let me just reshape the windows here. Zoom out a little bit.
Yeah,
We can go
I
like
feel like there is
this.
a huge value in doing passes, but I personally don't always use them, but, and I feel like I could
Oh yeah,
use them
there's a
more.
value in doing passes, but like this was such a simple render. Like I didn't need to do like, oh, a background pass, a foreground pass,
Mhm,
and then, like this is just super simple. So I didn't need to do that, but I just made sure I had all my different EXR layers
mhm.
uh set on the export in the scene. Let me pull this up. You know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, I
Make
just
sure I
don't
have all of
use
these
them.
on
Okay.
so I can actually do the compositing how I want inside of DaVinci. So we can take a look at the shadow pass here. The
Interesting.
shadow.
So just, like,
You can
on
see what it
white.
looks like. Yeah, so
And
this is
that's
what
the
it looks
shadow
like,
from the
just
spider.
raw. That's a shadow from the spider, and if we scroll through a little bit more, you'll see some more of that.
Wow.
So
That's
you
pretty
see it
cool.
covers the car. I don't know, something's breaking this.
Oh, yeah, it looked like did you crop it, like, into portrait view afterwards or something? Is that
I
what's
think
happening?
something just broke, the project. Yeah,
Oh, no. Your 4090.
I don't know why it's being cropped.
Whoa,
Let
there's a
me go
lot
back.
going on there. Warping? Did you was that the warping to, like, make the car bend a little?
No, I warped the shadow a little bit to have it line up a little
Oh,
bit better. I think something's going on with the background here. Background solid. Is that inverted? Does that look inverted? I don't know why it's getting cropped.
that's okay. I mean,
That's really
I
annoying.
kinda get it, like, you can still carry on if
But
you'd like.
anyways, yeah, so you kind of get it. Now, to get the shadow pass to work, you have to change your layer here to multiply,
Um,
so it doesn't, obviously doesn't show up as white, and then that's it.
I will say that everything you're doing, I am not very familiar with, so I'm just saying, "Uh-huh," but I'm kind of lost, but it's okay.
Yeah. What's inside of this? Why is it getting cropped? This is annoying.
Did
I
you,
think
like
it's because
okay,
of
so
this.
wait. So you learned DaVinci all on your own through, like, YouTube tutorials and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
And then I feel like right now I'm at that point where I'm getting a lot of content about, like, EXR versus, like, PNGs and stuff like that. Were
hmm
you using PNGs for a while and then you decided to switch to EXR after being convinced? Or because it feels like if you're using EXR, you have to have the pipeline set up to use it. Like you have to be willing to go
Nah,
into DaVinci and do
I
all this
never really
stuff.
used PNG. I never really used PNG. I learned the EXR workflow from a long time ago because I used to follow Ian Hubert
Hmm.
for a long time.
But
So
he
like
also
before I
used
even
PNGs
really, I
for a
mean,
while.
I like this, like me learning Blender now. Like I wouldn't say it's super impressive because like I've tried Blender when I even started filmmaking. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But it was just not as good now. So it was way harder. It was like, nah, this is not for me.
Yeah. But I
I just
mean,
broke my
it,
this is broken because this fusion clip
yeah.
is being used inside of this reel that has a vertical timeline.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if I just change this really quick
Okay.
to horizontal, I should fix it.
I see. I see. Yeah, yeah, it's cropping it.
All right.
Oh, it's zoomed in. This is what
It's
looks like
zoomed
when I
in.
use DaVinci, and then I start getting upset because I'm like, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
And then, but I'm not you. I don't know what the hell how to get out of it. So I just say, you
This
know
is
what?
pretty this is pretty annoying. Not gonna lie.
Honestly, it's validating to see this because I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one who sometimes gets stumped on stuff like this, and I don't know why.
Let me see here.
I feel like
I think
this is validating a lot of like artists who are trying to learn Fusion and DaVinci and
yeah.
see that even professionals will sometimes have like
And
weird
so in
things.
here,
That looks like a photo. Is that a photo from his actual car?
oh
That's the
no, this
render?
is actually a video. This is a video that I
Oh.
comped together from different plates. Can you see?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's sick. Did you use that as
Yeah.
the plate for the 3D rendering?
No. For the 3D part, I just copied the car in 3D.
But the
Remember?
background and stuff is from the footage?
Oh, the background's from the footage. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the only thing that's real, yeah, the only thing. Let me just do a quick preview here, a render preview, so you can see what it looks like rendered.
I'm, like, surprised you're doing this because my PC would run out of GPU memory by this point with, like, all of this stuff in DaVinci and all this going on.
Bro, you should see the amount of tabs I have inside of my browser open right now.
Wait, was that
I have
just,
like
like, a
I have
cursed, like, background video of you for a second?
oh,
Why why did it look like security footage of you?
oh dude, that's one of the renders I've done in the past. Okay, let
Oh,
me
that looked like you right now on this call, like a second camera set up filming you. That's what I thought
Okay,
that
so
was.
you can kind of see it. That's literally what's being rendered
Mm,
in Blender. Yeah.
okay.
So everything else is like the real plate.
You just matched the lighting and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
So let's see here. What's going on here? What's up with this reel, dude?
I wanna ask about, like, the EXR like, workflow a little bit more.
Workflow? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
So,
So there we
like
go. There we go. There's fixed. It's fixed now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It looks good.
Kinda, I think.
Spiders still getting cropped, maybe? Yeah, it is getting cropped.
It's still getting cropped.
It's
It's
fine.
weird.
But like, okay,
Anyways. Well,
I
yeah,
the reason I wanted to
go ahead.
bring that up because it's kind of like I think there's this difference between Blender artists who just render, PNG and kind of get the result they get and try to do all the awesomeness in Blender, and then they
Mhm,
render it and it looks how it looks. And then there's a different type of artist that has a background in video or has put a lot more effort into understanding video editing, color grading, all this kind of stuff, where they take their render that looks okay or washed out or whatever, and then they really boost the hell out of it in the post kind of editing workflow. And then they post that and
mhm,
they say, like, here's my Blender render. And then there's like a very clear difference between that and like the raw render. Me personally, I have this feeling that like it's a bit more of that exploiting the vagueness of the art process because some artists won't say that, hey, this has been edited heavily in DaVinci or whatever to make it look
mhm,
this good. And then other artists will see that and say, oh, damn, this person knows something I don't because my renders don't look anywhere that good. But the
mhm,
reality is they're doing more, they're like making it like way more beautiful after the render. And that I feel like is sometimes glossed over because it's like that's not technically Blender, so they don't really like talk about that.
mm. I
I don't
mean,
know if
yeah,
that
I
makes
mean, I
sense.
still had to color grade this shot and to, like, make it really, really match, you know?
Yeah.
And now I'm kinda bummed that I broke my I broke my
That's what I
project
get.
file.
You can open something else if you want. That's something a little bit lighter weight.
I mean, I have other projects, so I mean, it might take a minute to
Yeah,
open
yeah,
them.
yeah. Take your time. Take your time.
Like, I can show you this quick commercial thing I did, for another client last week here. There's, like, a hologram thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't
Whoa.
really I didn't
Oh,
even do the hologram effect. I got kinda lazy. I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing the
this
hologram
is
part.
cool.
I'm just gonna animate this thing spinning and call it a day." So, obviously, with this one, I started off with motion tracking. This is the one where I had to remove the markers from the table. I was like, "Dude,
Mm.
this is
So, okay,
hard."
I have a thing. So, you when you film in real life, do you know like how do you plan for what's going to be real life, what versus what's going to be added in Blender? Like, how do you plan for that?
I just know the approach that I'm gonna, go for, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm,
I just know what I need to do to make it happen. So, like, I have an idea,
mhm,
and then I'll be like, "Alright, well, this is how we're gonna do it to make it happen."
mhm.
So, I don't know how to, like wait,
Like
could
you
you
just
ask the
know that.
question again?
Okay, so like when you film this shot, for example, you're like, I'm gonna film
Mhm,
her like interacting with these glasses that are gonna be floating in 3D. Like,
mhm,
like you're planning the shot for that added VFX.
mhm.
Right. So
Yeah.
I guess like how do you decide what's going to be real, what you're going to keep in versus like what you're going to replace or add in with VFX? Do you have to like plan a lot
Oh, okay,
ahead of
okay,
time
okay.
for that?
So the way I think about it is think about I decide what's gonna be real or not,
Mhm.
and then I film it so we film around that restriction to
Mhm.
make it possible. So for in this case, I knew that I wanted to have her like look at something that was floating in front of her,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna add something there that's floating in front of her. So what do I need to do to make that happen? Well, I don't want it to be a static shot because that would be too easy and boring.
Mhm.
So I know I need to add camera movement. Well, if I'm gonna add camera movement, this place is super white and reflective. So
Mhm.
I needed to add some camera markers there, at least 8 of them for Blender.
Mhm.
Um,
Mm.
and then I did the motion tracking in Blender because Synthesize was just not happy.
Yeah.
and then I was able to do that. And then I just added the glasses here, make sure it's in the right perspective for her eyes. Everything meets up, and
Mm.
then
And
exported
do you
my
tell her
EXR multi-layer sequence, and then that's it. What's up?
do you tell the person on set like, hey, look around here because that's where do you tell them like what's going to be
Yeah.
happening
Yeah.
and
So
okay.
so but like take a look right about here, and then like just move your hand. Imagine like the glasses are just I just get
It's
describe
like
what it is,
acting,
and they'll
yeah.
get it.
You're directing
Yeah.
and they're acting, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So if I open up her project here, where's it at?
Was that the same client you did the one with the glasses, like, floating as, like, a
Yeah.
swarm?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one was sick. Do you ever get any, like I mean, you definitely seem really confident in your skills and what you offer, I mean, just, like, based on our earlier conversation, but do you ever feel like you're kind of a little bit you promised more than what you think you can deliver? Or do you ever feel like, oh shit, I don't know how I'm gonna do this?
Uh, Sometimes I do have that doubt, but then I think to myself, look at all this stuff that I've done in the past, and if I didn't know how to do it, I figured it out.
Yeah.
So kind of like with the spider, that's kind of what happened with the spider thing. I was like, dang man, I said I'm gonna do this freaking
Hmm,
thing, and like
hmm.
I don't even know how I'm gonna do it, man. So
Yeah.
I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not getting paid. So like,
Yeah.
you want to eat food, right? So
Yeah.
you have to figure it out, man,
Yeah.
and deliver.
So you have that pressure and you just kind of like, I'm confident in my ability to learn through this.
Yeah, yeah. You
Okay.
gotta have that confidence, man, because like,
Yeah.
who else is gonna be confident for you? Like, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I
Let me
think it
keep
definitely
looking at
also
this.
always helps that, like, one thing I think about when I get like thrown a challenge or I accept a challenge is like, I
Mhm,
know I can figure out how to do this. I may not know how to do this, but at least know who I can go to, like either somebody in the Blender community, an artist that I might have seen do something similar. I'll even try reaching out to them and say, hey, I'm doing a similar thing. Can you give me any advice? I'll do something as direct as that. Or I can be like,
mhm.
I think I saw a tutorial on this like a while ago. I could probably like use some of that and combine that with what I know. Yeah.
Yeah. And also what helps, especially when you don't know how to do something, is literally just having somebody, you can ask.
Yeah. That's always like the biggest win.
Just
Yeah.
ask them, be like, "Hey, dude, so I'm working on this thing. I don't really know how to do it. Do you have any advice?"
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's easy. You just do this and that."
I
And you're
know.
like, "Oh,
I feel like that's one thing that
okay,
like artists don't do. I mean, I know I didn't do that for the longest time because I was either shy or I was like, I'm worthless, whatever. Like all these insecurities. You're like, they're not gonna respond to me. I'm a nobody. Like, why would they take time? But when I get asked questions like that from just like people who are new to Blender or whatever, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll help you because like I want to give back or whatever. But
exactly."
when
Like, bro,
when I've asked other people, I've
yeah,
been surprised by how often they respond. Like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you. Like, I'll jump into a Discord call right now and show you my thing. Like, show you how I did it." I'm like, "Oh my god! Like, I should have been asking for stuff all
bro,
these
that's
years. What's
literally
going
when it
on?"
comes to creative stuff, dude. When it comes to creative stuff, that's literally how I've learned a lot as well. Is just asking somebody. Just ask, man.
Yeah,
Like
I
people,
think,
I don't know why
yeah.
people are like afraid to ask for help. Like, come on, dude.
I mean, you, I mean that I can tell you as somebody who is afraid to ask for somebody. I think it's like the fear of rejection, man. It's like kind of simple, right? Like you want
I
to
mean,
ask for
yeah,
help,
I
and then they're like,
guess, but
"No," and then you're
that's
stuck.
like different. That's like different. That's like you're asking a girl out.
Yeah, but
The
it's the
fear of
same. It
asking a
feels the
girl out.
same.
No, it's not the same, dude.
It feels the
The fear of
same.
asking a girl out is way worse than just asking
It's
another dude like, "Hey, man,
embarrassing.
how'd you do this thing?"
Yeah, 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 but it feels the same. The rejection hurts,
It
just
does.
it feels the
I
same.
think I mean, it does have you feel the same in a sense, but like,
No, it's not the
I
same,
don't
but
really
it
think
feels
it's
the
feel.
same.
I disagree. I don't think it feels the same at all, man. I just like how many times you've talked to your friend that's a guy and he's like, nah, dude, screw you. Like it's
Yeah.
whatever,
Uh,
you know?
I guess it depends on how much like, what you think about that friend or how much you value them and their opinion and stuff like that, yeah. It
Yeah.
depends. But, I mean, I think that, yeah, like, ultimately, yes, ask artists for help. I think artists also, especially in the Blender community, this has been my, like, hypothesis that artists in the Blender
Hmm.
community specifically are much more willing to help. They set their ego aside. Like, even if they know 10 times more than you, they're like they're like happy that you're learning Blender or they're happy to see somebody else like exploring like, oh, I've been where you've been, man, let me help you out. Like everyone has learned Blender kind of the same way, so they're able to
Hmm.
empathize more when somebody's like, I got this thing off of CG Trader, I have no idea what I'm doing, can somebody help me? And then they'll just be like, yeah, somebody will just spend 3 hours out of their day being like from across the world helping you, teaching you how to rig or something crazy like that. And I
Yeah.
find that more with Blender than like I think with in any other software I've tried to learn.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And especially when it comes to learning from Daniel, like he uses Blender for freaking Netflix movies and stuff like
Okay,
that.
give
Like,
this Daniel a
you
shout
know what I
out. I
mean?
mean, what's his like Insta or whatever, if so you can
He,
mention.
uh, Daniel Rodriguez, you know him, bro.
Oh,
You
oh,
know him.
wait, the dude who did like the Cura thing and all the comps and stuff. That one, or was it somebody else?
I mean, I think. Hold on,
Yeah, what's his IG so we can
let
shout
me
him
pull
out.
up
You've like
IG real quick.
attributed a lot to him.
I mean, that's really where I learned all my freaking VFX stuff when it comes to Blender. I'll just send you his IG link inside of Actually, I can just. I mean, if you're still watching my stream, I can
Yeah,
pull it up right here.
yeah. Oh, yeah, made by Danny. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
He's
Danny,
insane.
you know this guy.
He's
You know this
insane.
guy.
He's like, you and him to me are in the same level. I mean, he's a workhorse. He
Bro,
hires
he's always working on stuff.
he's
Yeah.
he has like an Unreal guy just in case he can't do some stuff in Unreal. He's always ready. He's like he can take on anything, it seems like.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. So I'm learning from him. Like I have some cool ideas that I want to film for a new ad
Mhm.
on Monday,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be crazy. So it's gonna be a pretty challenging one too.
Yeah.
So I really have no idea if I'll be able to do it because having it involves having a digital double. I've never done that
Oh.
before.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I'm gonna have to make a digital double of myself and
Well,
then
luck
like
okay.
animate it.
Luckily, it's you, so you could probably do some a little bit of 3D scan action. You could do a little bit of like
Oh yeah,
filming.
I've already done 3D scanning stuff and like
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm gonna figure it out. All right, so you want to give it? Want me to give you a walkthrough of this
Yeah.
little
You
thing?
might
It's a
need
pretty
to
simple
explain
one
all
as
of these
well.
nodes because I don't actually know how they're working.
Okay, so we're gonna walk through some of these nodes here. So first we have the footage. This footage is
Mm,
actually cleaned. They cleaned footage
okay.
from After Effects. So already removed the tracking markers that was on the original
Mhm.
video, and then I actually exported an EXR sequence from DaVinci to After Effects, did all the work, and then exported an EXR sequence back, so everything is linear. So
Oh
in
my
here,
god.
that's why I have a color space transform right here,
Oh,
and I'm just changing the gamma from linear to gamma 2.4, which is what standard definition is for online content. And then I can start adding in all the CG stuff. So inside of here, we're using the shadow catcher first. So we put that into a color space transform to transform it from linear, because obviously the CG stuff is EXR as well. So
gotcha.
transform that from the linear to 2.4, just like anything else. And
So
then
it comes
just
out like gray, and then you're transforming the color to be more like
yeah, it
boosted
doesn't
and stuff.
necessarily look gray. It looks more like super dark.
Mm-mm. And that's like how
Linear.
it looks naturally when it comes out, but you're saving it. You're kind of converting it so it looks like how it should.
Yeah. Yeah,
Gotcha.
so in terms of the computer's workspace, yeah, linear is what most CG workflows use, linear
Mm-hmm.
color space. And so it's really, like it looks really dark and like crunched,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just transform it back to regular output gamma.
Gotcha.
And then here I did some color correction to make it match a little bit better to the environment, which I
Mm.
didn't really do much here. I just kind of copy pasted this, or I really just made the shadows darker. That's all this great color grade is doing. I can turn it
Wait,
on
can
and
you
off
zoom
so
in
you
on
can
the
see.
shadow a little bit? I
Yeah.
want to see it.
So I'll zoom in here.
Yeah.
This color corrector is just making the shadow a little bit darker so you
Ah,
can
okay,
see it,
okay, cool.
and that's about it. And
Yeah,
then if we go over here, look at this CG
her
part
face is
now.
awesome.
I added a little bit of a blur as well. I don't know
Mhm.
if you can see that to make it not so sharp.
Oh,
You see
yeah,
that?
yeah, that really helps a lot, I think. It
So it
matches
blends.
her
Yeah, so it
shadow
blends in.
too.
Yeah, blends in a little bit better. And then so when it comes to the regular glasses CG part now,
Mhm.
that's what it looks like linear.
Gotcha, yeah, it's
See how
all
dark it is?
yeah,
Yeah.
crushed.
And then the color space transform adds back the color
Whoa.
to transform it into a regular color space I'm working with in
Mhm.
this timeline. And then the color corrector here just adds a little bit of darkness to make it match better with the lighting in the actual scene. And then I added a blur on top of that.
Mm,
So I'm gonna turn this on and off. Very subtle, but
interesting.
every little bit of subtlety matters, you know?
Did you
And then
film
that's it.
did you film any
What's up?
glasses, like, when you were filming this in real life, when you were doing the plate footage or, like, the background footage, did you film any
Oh, I did
glasses in
not
that
film
space
anything
just to
for
get, like
reference.
okay.
For reference?
Yeah,
You talking about for reference?
yeah.
Nah, that would have been a good idea to help for lighting.
Yeah.
But this is like I was just like in and out. I only had like an hour to hang out and film because
Mhm.
I already did a shoot earlier with another client, and then I was stopping by her to do another shoot, and then
Yeah,
I had to drive 2 hours home. So I was
yeah.
like, I didn't have time. I literally didn't even have like for this particular instance. We had the core offer for her script ready, but
Mhm.
we didn't have like what the visual hooks were gonna be, and
Mm.
so I had I've already I did the 2 visual hooks that we had planned, and then this one, I was just like, I just always want to do some 3D things. So I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if we did
Yeah.
this." So in the moment, I'm like, "All right, let's do it," and then I just did it.
I'm kinda glad you kept it realistic instead of going hologram because it makes it, like, more because you see the glasses, like, for how they actually look.
Exactly. So I think I like it better because the hologram would have been too weird.
Yeah, it
You know
would've
what
been,
I
like,
mean? Too out
sci-fi
of
for no
place.
reason, yeah.
Yeah, now it's all sci-fi, and that's not really her vibe, as you can
Mhm.
see, look at her
Yeah,
store.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
a boutique, yeah.
So that's that. And then, that's pretty much the node tree for that. It's pretty simple. You go over here, for the grade, it's pretty basic as well. Let me move this over here so you can see the tree. So basically, you start off with levels, just means the,
Can you zoom in on,
contrast
like,
ratios really.
the playback just so we can see kinda the difference as you're clicking through them a little bit?
Oh, yeah, like turning them on and off,
Yeah, I mean,
like
I don't
that?
know if it's, like, a noticeable
Okay,
difference or not, but, like, the view is, like, really small, so I'm wondering if we can get it a little bit bigger, yeah.
let me see.
You can even zoom in on it on, like, on, like, a portion even, just to make it bigger in the
Yeah,
screen share. Cool.
like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 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 that's good.
So, really, this is a very simple grade, like, it doesn't really it's not really special. I'm still trying to keep that regular naturalistic look,
Mhm.
and so I can just disable some of these. This just
I
improves
see,
the
very
contrast
subtle,
ratios a little
yeah.
bit. This is pumping the
Okay.
contrast again a little bit.
Mhm.
Then the big effect here was the white balance because it was a little bit warm.
Oh, yeah.
So we just fixed that and added back some more saturation to make her skin not look so dull.
Mm.
And then that's literally it. The rest of this stuff is like if I needed to do way more corrections.
Mhm.
So the less corrections you're making on your grade, the better.
Yeah.
And as you can see, this looks pretty solid.
And
And that's that.
doing the grade after you've composited the 3D into the footage is good. Is that because, like, you're grading it all evenly?
Yeah, I'm grading everything together now.
Mm.
So like I inside of Fusion, I'm just trying to make this footage make the CG match the existing footage.
Mhm, mhm.
And then in the grade, that's when you manipulate everything together to massage it more. So like if I even wanted, I could add like film grain or something like
Yeah,
that. But this is
yeah.
going on social media, so like it's really
Doesn't make
not
sense,
needed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like a huge it's so dark, originally, like, looks like there's no lights on there, but then it gets so bright.
Well, this is the EXR plate that I exported from After Effects because I cleaned up the little,
Oh, the
tracking
tracking
marker. So if you
markers,
wanna take
yeah.
a look yeah, so if you wanna take a look at the original footage
I'm gonna
here,
I wonder why you didn't, and this is, like, my Ian Hubert brain kinda being turned on, is, like, why you didn't just recreate a portion of the table in Blender and, like, color it and everything like that.
oh, dude, and, like, reproject it and stuff because that's way too hard, man.
Okay.
Well,
No, not reproject it.
that's
I
way too
guess
much
render it
work.
out because you had the table in the Blender scene, so if you just, like, kinda gave it the
Yeah,
same
that's just
material.
being a shadow catcher, like, I that's what I originally tried to do. I was gonna try to texture this thing and
Yeah.
project the texture on and, like,
Yeah.
da da da, and, like, it just wasn't working.
Okay.
This wasn't working, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Shadow catch is definitely simpler because you
So I
can
just had it as set
yeah.
it as shadow catcher and then just remove the stuff in After Effects easier. It literally took me less than 15 minutes.
Damn.
And I was it literally took less than 15 minutes and I was getting instructed on how to do it at the same time.
Yeah, 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 that's
So
cool.
so yeah, way easier.
This is really awesome. And so this would be, for example, like for this client, you would do the commercial normally, and then you would be like, let's make some extra like little short clips for your sunglasses, store to make like
Yeah.
a little viral kind of moment thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and I have
What the
another
hell is
cool idea that
this?
I want to do with her. Oh, this is just
What?
part of this is part of an ad.
What is it? Just a head-on collision?
This is like look.
Oh my god! All right, I see it. That's funny.
Yeah, so now she's talking about her offer and like,
That's
this is
good.
the ad.
It's that what is that called? Is there a name for that kind of, like, editing or that kind of it's like a
This is a transitional hook.
so it's like a viral video just to get people curious about what the heck's going on, and then you go straight to the ad.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Interesting.
just a transitional hook. So you just transition them from doom scrolling into an ad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're about to see an accident.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
So real quick, my desktop, you said you wanted to see what that's about.
Yeah, your 4090. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, that's
This
your
is
wallpaper. Okay.
this is a wallpaper.
I thought that was a
It's
live
actually
footage
from
you had recording of us on the call right now.
oh, no, no,
That's why I thought it was
no.
like a weird secondary video feed.
This is from, if I can find
Oh, that's
it.
actually cool. Yeah, I'm noticing the cityscape in the background. That's sick. I'm just
Yeah,
noticing
this
that.
is all, like I don't know where I put it, to be honest, the actual original file, but I can pull it up on Instagram really quick. It's one of the posts that I made on IG. It's like a set extension that I did for
Mm,
Blender. Yeah,
that I have a question while you're pulling that up. What
yeah.
is like what do you want to do, man? Like what do you want to do as you're growing your business, as you're doing, do you want to eventually be the person who makes art, or do you want to just like have a whole production company and just get bigger clients and do whatever you want kind of thing? Like
I wanna basically eventually have freedom of time. Which means I wanna be able to get up and just go to work, you know, maybe
mm,
like 10, 20 hours a week,
sounds
talk
nice.
to handle the most important issues in the business, and then go about my business, go skiing with my family or something.
Okay, yeah. So, but at that point, will you still be making artwork? Like, do you feel like you'll still have the drive to be
At
making
that
stuff
point
constantly,
when I have the freedom of time, then I wanna be able to focus on my actual passion projects,
which
which
would
is
be
you've heard about this before, Nexus of Rebellion. You've heard about
was that
this.
the when you had your head scan and you had like the little I forgot what it was called.
That
The
was
little
kind of part of
cyberpunk
it,
thing.
but not really. It's kind of part of it. So if I can see if I can pull this page up, it doesn't even have any content on it yet.
Oh,
But it's just a TV show. It's a sci-fi TV show.
you wanna make a sci-fi TV show?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, that sounds dope. Nexus of
That'd be pretty
Rebellion.
sweet.
I would love to see
Okay, so
that.
let me show you the post I was talking about. So this before and after,
Oh,
the set extension.
whoa.
Yeah.
Is this the kind of stuff you wanna be doing for, like, your Nexus of Rebellion thing?
Oh yeah, dude. Nexus of Rebellion is gonna be probably fully CG
You
because it's
know
low budget.
you know what I'm
Well, I wouldn't say fully CG. It would be shot on green screen,
what I'm seeing
Ian Hubert
is
style.
yes, exactly, that's exactly what I was gonna say, Ian Hubert. Like, I feel like this man, you know, like praise be to Ian Hubert. He's like the god of Blender, in my opinion. Whatever,
Hmm.
for whatever that's worth. He's I feel inspired so many people to like not just use Blender, but also like he's shown that you can have this career where you can make whatever you want and it be awesome. And he, through his giving away assets and tutorials, he's like, I'm going to give you the tools to make your own movies and I'm going to show you how I do it and all this crazy stuff. And then people are literally doing it. Like, I can't think of, I mean, I don't want to be like missing anybody, but I can't think of anybody else in the Blender community who's like influenced as many Blender artists
Yeah,
to take that
I'd
leap.
say I can say the same thing. He's inspired me a lot
Like what
because
you're
like
saying you want to do is like what he's
I
doing.
want to be able to do anything. I want to be able to make anything.
Damn.
You know?
Yes. And the cool thing is watching people do that proves that it's possible. Not only on like a confidence internal like, you know, insecurity kind of level, but like on a practical level.
Hmm.
Like wait, it's possible to use a free program and use this free program to track footage of myself on a green screen and then set extension and then you end up just learning videography things or VFX terms. Like literally my interest in Ian Hubert has led me to becoming a 3D artist, which has then led me into becoming a VFX artist compositor. I'm learning like EXR and I'm talking to you about this stuff and I got a nice camera and everything and now I want to make a short film with it and I'm considering getting like a green screen or whatever just to do this stuff. And it's like I got to say it's because of him, dude. There's like no one else has like ever
Yeah,
unlocked that type of
that's I
passion.
agree. That's pretty much him. He's inspired me a lot. You know, like I wait for his him to drop videos on Patreon like I'm waiting for a Netflix episode.
Yes. I put on
You
the
know?
TV, I get my meal ready. I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch
let me
this.
get my popcorn, man. Let me load
Yeah.
up my blender on the side. What's going on? You know, what's up?
What I love is that he's still kind of using I'm trying not to be like no offense to him, but he's still kind of using basic techniques. Like he's not doing some crazy next gen Blender AI. Like, he's not doing stuff that like, hey guys, I found this new technique that nobody knows about. It's not that. It's like he's doing the same way he's been
Yeah.
doing it for the most part, and he's just like brute forcing it. He's like, I'm just gonna model this entire boat, or I'm just gonna model this entire set, and I'm using the same texture, image projection stuff I've always been doing, and I'm just gonna show you how I
Hmm.
do it, and the fact that he's able, it's
And
just
he
really at
keeps
that
making
point,
crazier.
yeah,
Like the stuff he keeps making is getting crazier and crazier too.
yeah.
That's the crazy part. Like he just keeps getting better and better. I'm like, bro,
Yeah,
what?
his stuff
So like
keeps
he's
getting,
inspired me
yeah,
to do the set extension stuff that I've done. Like what I'm showing you here.
yeah.
You see some of the extensions that I've done.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah. Dude, that looks
straight up,
great. It looks,
straight up
and you're
inspired by
modeling
him.
the stuff too, right? Like, you're modeling some
Yeah,
of this stuff?
I'm modeling. Some I'm using assets here and there, but yeah,
Yeah. That's crazy.
making the environment.
I mean, it looks good,
Uh,
for, like, socials and stuff and for, like, quick, like, yeah. Oh yeah, this one was really cool. I loved seeing, I like this. Like you're starting to do this thing where you're showing the breakdowns on socials. And I remember we talked about that.
yeah.
Like how do you get people interested into your content by showing these breakdowns? And I will say you've definitely gotten better at them. And I'm really happy to see that you keep doing them and you haven't like
I want to
given up.
keep going, bro. Like dude, this year, I don't think I sent it to you, but I'm gonna send it to you after this. I sent a DM to somebody,
Mm.
and it was like another guy uses Blender, does all the same stuff, but it was really good. And so like I have a goal this year, like I said, of making a fully virtual production short film or commercial. So I that's one of the things I have to complete this year.
Virtual
You
production, what
know,
does that mean? Like, can you explain that a little bit? Like,
it's
what
just
does it
like
mean?
just completely. It's really a vague term. It's all encompassing. Like
Hmm.
really, but it really just means the goal for me is to film a whole thing, but like every shot has some sort of movement in it.
Hmm.
So like not some so I'm not trying to have like static like see you can see what I'm showing you here. This is easy to do. You know, everything's all
This
static and
camera
it's
is
a static
static.
shot.
Yeah.
But imagine if the camera is like moving around the whole time like it's not CG.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Wait, what do you mean it's not CG? Like, are you talking about like
Like
the volume, or are you talking about something else? Like, what do you mean?
no, I'm just talking about like the camera is literally not locked down at any point. It's just like having some sort of movement, naturalistic movement, like
Yeah.
as if the environment is real.
But it's
You know,
CG.
like
Like it's 3D.
the camera's
Yeah.
looking is like looking around, you know, like wandering around. Like imagine like you're walking around in like a war zone, and but it's the camera walking around, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And the
yeah.
camera's just looking around, seeing all the stuff explode and what's happening, and like
Dang.
running around, and you know,
Yeah.
but it's all CG
Yeah.
except for the characters. That's that'd be sweet.
So it's like real time compositing like real life footage characters into like a 3D environment kind of thing with all the
Yeah,
shadows and shadow catching and
yeah. So
everything.
it's fully in like 3D environment, but it's like I could. There's no limit on what you could do. You know what I mean?
Do you think it's possible to do that in Blender? Like just based on what how as far as you understand of like what Blender can
Yeah,
do
of
and
course.
compositing? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use Blender for the whole thing, and simply because like I was just obviously the export times are going to be long, so I'll probably end up having to use a render form. But I just don't want to learn Unreal. That's just like an extra thing to learn. Like I already know how to use Blender. I'm really good at it, so I just want to get better.
Dude, I cannot wait to see that. Like that sounds awesome, and I really hope that you document that. And whether you share it after you're done with it, like as a talk or as like a big video or whatever, or like snippets. But I want you to.
Yeah,
That's like a huge. That's going to be so huge, not just for Blender users, but like for people who are, other people like you and I who are inspired by people like Ian, who are combining video, like low budget, self-made like video stuff with Blender. Like that's going to be a huge contribution to that entire like momentum.
hmm
Dude, that's like
I think it'd be sweet. Maybe it'll be my presentation at BlenderCon.
you should absolutely do that. Even if it's not done, like even if it's just you're exploring the possibility of doing that, that's worth sharing alone. Cause there's gonna be a ton of people
Yeah.
that are like A, gonna be inspired, and then B are gonna have like, oh, do you know about this? Do you know about that? And like again, that passion when you're seeing somebody else work on something that you also went through, you're gonna get attacked with
Mhm.
people like, dude, you try this, like I can help you. Like I think that'll happen.
Okay.
You can do that as a way to even just solicit help. Be like, hey guys, I'm trying to do this thing. If y'all want to help, I'd love it. It's like crowdsourcing kind of this project. I think you could totally do it.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun. And I have a system to help with like workflows of everything because like I have all my stuff organized with my team and like I use ClickUps to organize project management and like talk to the team and everything. So like all the back end stuff is all streamlined. I've built out a whole process in my business, so I can totally use that for like my own personal projects as well.
So is all the stuff you're doing freelancing, like I mean, your own business and doing work for clients, is the big goal, is the big like overarching mission is to do work for other clients and then use what you learn and the money you get from that to fund your own thing and then eventually be completely self-sustained, whether that be through Patreon or through something, and just be making like your own thing, not going out and getting work and making calls and stuff.
So, I mean, in essence, yeah, the end goal for me is to build a business that's self-sustaining enough for not only me to focus on passion projects, but for me to hire friends or colleagues that are experienced and invested at what they do to
Mhm.
help me actually achieve that passion project. So the
Gotcha.
passion project ends up being successful and not just like a little side thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like the passion project ends up having some sort of ROI and not just be a cool video as well, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but you can like, submit it to festivals and get awards and whatever,
I
like all
I
the little
wouldn't even say
things.
submit it to festivals. I would be thinking more like building like an audience around the idea and the concept and like building a franchise out of it.
Oh,
That's the
Jesus.
end goal for
A
Nexus of
franchise.
Rebellion. Yeah, like I'd
Wow.
want it to be like a whole yeah, and I've met writers and everything that I'm willing to pay to help me write this out and make it actually really
Dude.
good. Yeah.
Okay, when you start doing that, I mean, I'm sure we'll talk between now and like as we'll keep talking, but dude, when that even begins to kind of start to happen, I'm so curious about that because I can think of myself and a bunch of other people who are like, I want to make this thing, but like I don't know anything about like Hollywood or any of that industry or like where do I
Yeah.
go? Who do I talk to? There's so
See,
much
like
you got to
I'm
yeah.
trying to like not even interact with Hollywood at all.
For sure. Yeah, I don't think you have to.
You know what
That's
I
the
mean?
great part about it. This is a great part about where Blender is
I'm
and
just
where
trying to use the
everyone
power
is.
of the internet
Yeah.
and just do it on my own, you know?
Yeah. Well, what I mean by Hollywood is like the entire like movie making, TV show making industry. Like that
Yeah,
feels like a
that's
big.
what I mean. And so I mean like I I would want to like self-fund and crowdfund it through building an audience from, just making content for that niche
Yes.
and brand, you know?
Yeah.
So instead of relying on trying to get investors and publishers or whatever,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
it's definitely
Yeah.
it definitely seems like the Ian Hubert kind of pathway, and it's awesome to know that,
Yeah.
like, he's paved the way for a lot of people and shown, like, "Hey, you guys can do this," and, like, whether you want to is, like, up to you, but it's possible, and yeah, so that's definitely one of the biggest things that drives me as well. Okay, man, dude, I feel like we covered so
Cool.
much. You showed me your work, we talked about your whole like kind of journey to this point and the future, which sounds like really exciting. And I feel like I got a pretty good understanding of like what you do, why you do it, how you work, and everything. So I feel like it's a good time to wrap up. But before we do, like, do you have any plug just everything you got? You got like the Nexus Rebellion
Uh
defunct, like the IG
plug,
account
I,
that's
I
not.
gotta I gotta start grifting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, this is the
uh
time. I mean, like, what do you want people to go to, like, to look at your stuff?
You can just go to my personal Instagram to just check out. I post more on there. I do have a YouTube channel as well,
Oh yeah.
but just
So
my Instagram and YouTube is totally fine. Go check me out.
do you
I
have
have
like
a
a
lot of stuff on there.
website that like people should go to for
I
your
do
for
have a
your actual
website
stuff?
if you want to check out if you want to get some help with your
Yeah.
marketing.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll link my website to you as well.
Yeah. Give me everything and
Really
I'll
quick.
post it out.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me on, man. This is nice conversation.
Yeah, man.
Hear me rant a little bit.
I'm so glad. Yeah, it's been really fun. So we'll talk soon, I'm sure.